So I want to make a note about this conversation around if your relationship with your dog is strong enough, you've done enough training, you shouldn't need tools. Because we all know tools, prong collars, remote collars, whatever you put on your dog, there's going to be someone who disagrees, there's going to be some controversy. That's just the reality. And even in this post, I'm expecting people to agree, but there's also people that are going to disagree with what I'm about to say or what we believe. That's fine. So first, this thing about if your relationship with your dog is good, you shouldn't need tools. I think that is a load of crap. When we're really dissecting this, what does this mean? Why do people believe in this so much? You have to remove your ego, first and foremost. You have to remove your ego in that either I'm such a confident handler I don't need them, or I want my relationship with my dog so bonded that I shouldn't have to use them. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants the best relationship with their dog possible. But this is the real world. And the reality with dog ownership, whether you go to a shelter, a breeder, it doesn't matter. The reality is the real world is always going to present temptation. So whether you've got an amazing relationship with your dog or not, it's beneficial to use tools and aids to your advantage. Why make it harder for yourself? Why make it harder for your dog? Why make it more confusing and challenging for yourself and your dog? And why stretch out your training process where you could use a different set of tools? Maybe not, but maybe you can use something else that's going to help clarify things and not make the training process so strenuous. Now, believe me, I applaud owners who take it upon themselves to train their dog at home on their own. That's amazing. That's awesome. Everyone should do that. Yes, I agree that doesn't need to be discussed. Our clients are the same way. We work with clients who want to better themselves as people, as dog owners, as handlers, as dog training hobbyists, but also help their dogs as best they can. So the first thing, I've completely removed my ego when it comes to training my own dogs, but also client dogs. There's no room for a human's ego when it comes to training dogs. It's not about you. It's about how you can be the most helpful and clear to your dog. Maybe your dog needs a different tool. Maybe your dog needs a different approach. Now, here's the reality. When we're having these conversations, we're not talking about other dog trainers. We're not talking about the small percentage of dog owners that are so 1000% committed to training their dog multiple times a day. We're not talking about those people. I'm talking about the average dog owner. They don't have that time. They have lives, they have jobs, kids, careers. So it's important to remain realistic and practical. That's our approach. Of course, again, I'm applauding those owners who do take time every single day to enroll in training camps, enroll in agility, scent work, all that stuff. I'm not criticizing that at all. I'm talking about the average dog owner who is trying to live a more stress-free, comfortable life with their dog in a way that they're more confident and happier, and their dog is more confident and happier. Now, regardless of how strong your relationship is, because that's the other thing, Dogs who come into, say, our program, they're struggling. Their owners are struggling. So clearly there's some relationship tension going on. That's why they call me to help. So the relationship is already not its best, which is why we're going to implement a different protocol. And yes, that consists of using tools that's going to help an owner communicate with their dog in a more effective way. Clear, simpler, more helpful. It doesn't matter if your relationship is so damn good with your dog. There's always going to be something that's more tempting, that's more attractive than listening to you. On a walk, if you're saying heel, or you're trying to keep your dog in a position and there's another dog, a rabbit, a squirrel, whatever, a person, you're going to need help. And that doesn't say anything about how you're failing, how your dog is failing. It's just the reality that dogs are always trying to find options that are most fulfilling to them. So if running after that squirrel is more fulfilling than listening to you saying, hey, come here, they're going to run after that squirrel. Oftentimes we get the message of, oh, you're relying on the tools, you're leaning on the tools too much. What happens if you don't have a prong collar on? What happens if your remote collar dies or you don't have the remote in your pocket? What do you do then? So we're not relying on a toolbox to achieve a sit, a down, recall. We're using these tools because you never know what the real world is going to throw at you. We are doing whatever we can to help the average pet owner and others succeed as often as they can. So do we need tools to develop compliancy and reliability? No, but it helps. It helps. And it's certainly going to help that owner who doesn't have the best timing, who doesn't have the best mechanics with a slip lead or a flat buckle collar or martingale or whatever they're clipping on their dog. And it's helping that owner who doesn't have time to stretch out a 6-month-long training protocol on leash manners, on jumping, on resource guarding, on barking out the window. People don't have time to work through that for 6 months when it could be stopped in 6 seconds. So if you're using tools, we applaud you. Keep using them. Because at the end of the day, if it's helping you, if it's empowering you and it's helping your dog, that's all that matters. Don't feel guilty or shame about using multiple tools or using a very specific tool when other people don't have to. Every single dog is different. Every single owner is different. Genetics, breed, relationship. There's so many variables at play that it's unethical to limit yourselves and others to just using one tool. So just to wrap up, no, we're not using these tools as crutches because the training is failing or it's not working or it's not effective or long lasting. The training is. Watch our videos. Watch other reputable balance trainers in their videos. And again, if you're using tools, or even if you're not, what I'm hoping you all get out of this is it doesn't matter what you use as long as it works. Use a tool or a set of tools that works for you. It makes your life easier. It makes your dog less stressed, more confident. It makes you more confident and empowered. You have the most control. Your relationship is at its best. That's all that matters.